Hearing EU energy ministers calling for urgent measures to tame the price of gas, the energy crisis continuing to deepen there. What do they mean by urgent measures?
They mean yesterday. They really can't wait on this, and they're now looking to the executive arm of the EU to now come up with some specific measures. The actual emergency meeting on Friday, it appeared that there was a struggle to come up with exact details and execution on the measures. Drop into the Bloomberg, and you'll see there is an urgency for the EU to intervene. But with 27 different member nations, there's a lot of views to take into account. For instance, they stopped short of calling for a mandatory reduction in energy demand, perhaps the most crucial step to ease the crisis. Like you're looking at the blue line there that peaks, that is forward German demand. It's increased tenfold. And there's a division on whether to impose a price cap on imported Russian gas. The German lawmaker, for example, is favoring that. Others disagree on the way it would be done. And as for providing liquidity to these struggling energy firms that are now being hit with major margin calls, the ECB's Christine Lagarde reminded everyone that it is the role of governments, not the ECB, to fund energy traders. The ECB's role is to fund and provide liquidity to banks, even though everyone seems to agree that the energy traders need financial aid right now. Now, the real fight starts next week when the EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen sets out concrete measures for legislation. It is 1 week after Moscow suddenly shut down its main pipeline to Europe, and Moscow has been tapering the amount of gas available to the European nations over several months now. It's getting increasingly desperate for the European Union to solve this energy crisis that could become both economic, social, and financial as well. Many of the European nations are trying to get ready for winter with various reserves. In other words, starting to add to their storage. They're clearly not there yet. And the announcement by Moscow last week that gas supplies would not be restored through the Nord Stream pipeline, which is in yet another maintenance phase, until sanctions imposed after its invasion of Ukraine were lifted, has now created a quid pro quo, raised the stakes, and increased fears that there'd be some kind of total cutoff of Russian gas. And that's why yesterday is the imperative on the EU executive arm. So we'll learn more this coming week.